nice. Heavier than I remember too. What's up, guys? It's Gary. So I wasn't going to actually do a video on this, but I figured I'd take the Taylor Ray approach and just, if I'm doing it, it's going to be a video. So we are cleaning out the shop and kind of trying to rearrange some things, trying to make some room, and really just trying to salvage this building, because this shed, that's what I've always called it, the shed. It's what it is, and at some point it was adapted with a carport. It's really falling apart. I mean, this side here is like literally collapsing into the ground and rotting away. And really, I just want to salvage what I can out of it, because I don't have the money to redo everything right now. So making more room, I'm probably going to leave the motorcycles out. You guys didn't even really probably know that I had motorcycles. I got just a couple of them. The other two that were on the patio, those were some freebies that I got over the summer. And let's kind of, oh, and then I'm really just trying to get rid of a lot of stuff. So there's just a whole bunch of things over here I got to go through, and also all scattered about. I mean, I got everything pulled out from over there and out here. I got my air compressor that I have to see if I can get a rebuild kit for, because we've been working with this little tiny guy right here. For big jobs, if I really need air, I just hook up to my truck. But anyway, let's take a look at where we're at right now and where we're going. So as you just saw, the motorcycles we pulled out from right there. The air compressor was under there. And I already did, basically this kind of snowballed, because all I was really doing was clearing out everything under here and trying to figure out, you know, what I had under there, maybe get rid of some stuff, clean it out. And obviously I know that the floor is rotting out under there, which, well, as you can probably tell, there's been floor issues for quite some time. So we're just going to keep putting band-aids on this building until it can't stand it anymore. But anyway, it snowballed, because what I was really doing was, this counter was kind of falling down a little bit. So I moved everything out of there, and I had that piece of wood already under there, but I had to just shift it because it kind of moved this way, which made everything go down. And I put that piece in the middle there to kind of support it, so the shelf is actually stable now. But this has been bothering me. That side over there is, it's collapsing into the floor. The whole thing is bowing. The shelf is collapsing in the middle. Those things there, they have, some of them have, like, there's this random, like, extra parts and all kinds of stuff in those. A lot of stuff in those is just, I don't even use, and I don't really want them there anymore too. I have an idea to put them somewhere else. A lot of the stuff that was under here was kind of junk, like some of, 50% or more of it was just stuff that we're not going to be putting back there. And like I said, the bikes were right there, taking up a lot of room. I mean, most of this area here was 2 motorcycles. And then a whole kind of waste of space back here. We also have this stuff up here, which those are, so mainly the corner of this building, that corner of the building is really falling into the ground and collapsing. But I think we're good for a while. So one of the things I'm going to do is take these down, I think. And little bins full of stuff up there and behind there. So we'll figure that stuff out. And I have an idea for something that's going to go over here that'll hopefully be able to withstand taking those on top of it. I'm not sure yet. I want to see what I can do about this floor. I think what I'm going to end up doing is, the only thing I can really do is probably just gut all of that, remove all that rotted wood. Most of what's here, I'm going to try to end up making it go over here, and I have a solution for that. Perfect. Actually, that's perfect now. Pretty perfect. Pretty close. Yeah. That'll do. There, I think. Did it actually make it? Sure did. Oh yeah. There we go. That's still not great, is it? But, well, didn't work out as well as I thought. It's weak over here. I'm not a carpenter, I'm not a woodworker, and also, I mean, be real right now, like, we're really trying to scab up, we're trying to polish a turd here as much as we can. So, I would say that actually came out pretty good. Only problem is, the wood we're going to is questionable, and without taking everything apart, I couldn't fix that gap, because the whole thing is on that piece of wood against the wall back there. And I mean, I guess either they put it in crooked. I doubt that, though. I think the whole building is just shifted so much that unless I literally took it all apart and put it back together, which I don't know. It seems like kind of, is it nailed or screwed? Judging by everything else on this, it's probably nailed. Yeah, it's nailed, which would make it even more of a pain to take apart versus if it had screws in it. So scabbing it together like this is how we're doing it. So that, sort of worked. I think what I'm going to do now to kind of like make it a little bit better is I'm just going to put like a piece of wood like under that gap and screw it in. That'll connect it to that shelf, make it stiff, and and then maybe I'll like fill that gap in with silicone or something, like caulking. I don't know. This is the level I'm willing to go to. Works for me. Works for me. And so my plan is, and I'm going to actually just get rid of these, I think. Well, was my plan, is I'm getting rid of these pillars. And I'm just going to basically, pretty much going to do that on the end there. And then right there on those two pillars there. Just run a diagonal, kind of like how those are. Well, there you go. Talk about a patch job, but I'll tell you what, it's actually really strong. All right, things are looking pretty good. I got that guy down there fixed back up. We got that one, that guy, and that guy. Well, it looks kind of funny. They're all different, each one, but that's going to work really well. It's very strong. The whole wall moves because if you really rail on it, because the whole place is falling apart. I decided this piece here, I'm just going to take this off here. It's janky, but ultimately this is just nothing really. I'm just going to, if I want to put something like that there again, I will. But this piece in general is just junk. I'm just going to take that off. I mean, that piece of plywood is still usable for a shelf, but I'm not going to try to fix that up because I don't necessarily like it anyway. We still got to pull that off there and then bring over the piece that I think is going to go here. I'm not 100% on that, but I have a thing that I think can go there. But I'm really happy with the way this is happening. In fact, I think I'm just going to leave, I thought about this, and I think I'm just going to leave the floor as it is. Because there's no reason in wasting, there's no reason to waste material, you know, waste wood by putting it on the floor so it can just rot out. You know, it's not like a spot where I'm going to be standing frequently. So I think having it just be dirt is fine. Basically, I think I'm just going to leave it. So, going to call it a night for now. You guys will just still be here because it'll turn daylight, but the video will still be going. It'll be seamless. Actually, there'll be a seam, but the seam will only last about a half a second. So, see you guys. B&E. Oh, there she goes. Oh. So I just kind of grabbed onto some of this, and the good news is pretty much from like here, or let's say here over, like grabbing this beam, it's all solid. Like it doesn't move. It feels pretty good. You can really kind of jiggle it around, and this wall looks pretty solid and it doesn't really move. It kind of shakes a little bit, but the concentrated destruction is really just this corner of this roof and that corner of the wall. So I decided the best course of action would just be to ignore it and move on. All right, well, This isn't quite what I remembered it was when I buried it in the back, but this was another freebie that my friend was actually getting rid of a few years ago. So this thing's been just sitting in the back for years, and I never really thought I was going to use it. I always just thought it was kind of, you know, a little bit chintzy, and it is like really lightweight, but actually it's probably going to be perfect. I also thought it had a top, but it doesn't, I guess, unless there's like something back there that I didn't see. I have to look again. But we got to clean it out, and obviously we don't have to worry about a top. We'll just make a top out of something. I probably just make it out of wood. I do have some material I could make it out of. But really, it's not bad. You know, we got a couple junk drawers, or maybe we could use them for actual tools. I don't know. And we have some other shelving to put stuff. Is it gonna fit? That's gonna be tight. I better take some measurements, but hey, it's not like all we gotta do is move the toolbox over if we have to. There's obviously a bunch of room. Yeah, I think it'll fit. I don't think we're gonna need to move the toolbox over. Oh, and after further inspection of this section back here and kind of thinking about what I was going to do, there's nothing to worry about here. The building's not going to fall apart based on this corner. I kind of looked at it, and everything pretty much from there over and from there over is strong. I'm definitely just going to move forward right now and leave it as is and regret it, and then in the future pull things back out and fix it up a little bit. But for now, we're just going to ignore it, pretend it's not there. Alright, well, I got it exactly where I want it. Decided to put it up against that wall, and it's actually really, really sturdy as it is. Sat on the ground really nicely. I do obviously have a bit of a stilt on this side, but to further stabilize it, I am going to actually screw it to the wall, and because everything is crooked in here, there's only one beam that actually lines up. So actually there was bolts in this right here, just like there, and it lined right up with this beam. So I just took those bolts out, and I got a couple of these screws. I'm just gonna screw it right to the wall, and that will be that. And then I did look, and I don't have whatever top this had. I don't have. So I do have wood that I can make the top out of. So we'll end up just making a top for it. Then we'll get some stuff back in here, and I got to figure out how far I'm willing to go, and we are running out of time. So there's a certain like amount of things that I was hoping to have done in this video, but there's only so much time. It's Saturday night. I'm going to pull an all-nighter to get the video out for you guys. What would you do if somebody was out at 5:30? You know, your neighbor was out at 5:30 a.m. making that kind of noise. Luckily, my neighbors don't live that close. I know, you know, if it was me, I'd be sleeping and I wouldn't really even hear it. I told you I'm not a woodworker. I actually probably didn't tell you that because I edited that part out of the video, but did we get her? Son of... Oh wait, no, we did get it. Thought it went... Thought it was too short for a second. That's not. It's good. You know what? This piece of wood's a little warped though. once we bolt it down, it'll be good. Yeah, that's actually quite lovely, isn't it? I like it. By the way, it has become daylight. So we are indeed committed. It's Sunday morning, and we have to continue. Well, if you can't see the ugly stuff, then you just pretend it's not there. So I think we're just about done with this project for now. Step back and take a look. All right. Well, like I said, I think we are done with this. Well, not I think. We are done with this project for now. And I'm actually pretty happy with that. We still have a lot of stuff that is not back where it needs to go. So I'm still going to be storing stuff under there. And we have a lot of organizing to do and kind of figure out what I have to put back in certain places. New places, places they weren't before. And also figure out what I don't need to put back. So, as you can see, I didn't use those filing cabinets. I don't know if I actually even showed my struggle with that, but the filing cabinets that were stacked up over here, there's no place for them. I don't like them. They're kind of shot, and the one that has the 3 on it, it only had 2 drawers anyway. So most of the stuff in those filing cabinets is like random parts and random things that I basically never use. Like, I never go in those drawers. That's my point. I can find another place for the stuff that's in those drawers. One of the things that was in those drawers was the grinders, and now we have a nice, beautiful place for them. The heat guns were actually down underneath the table over here. And I'm probably going to go and, like I said, I'm probably going to put my paint out in a better spot. I got some paint in there just to kind of get an idea of what we can do. Because that is kind of a cluttered mess over there, so I don't really like that, so I'll probably just move a lot of that stuff. Also got a lot of stuff to still go through and get rid of. Like I have a steering column and a steering wheel for a Mustang Fox body. I got another steering wheel for a Fox body, a fan shroud, don't need that. Oh, but I went ahead and organized, kind of redid this whole wall. So that's really cool. These aluminum nails were actually stuck into this wall, and all the clamps and the battery terminals were on there, but much less, like they were very messy on there because over the years. And I decided that I would like those up against that way, so I took them out of that. They were in there, put them over here. And that's all well and good. That stuff was already hanging there, as you saw before. And then we got our other organizer perfectly fitting right there. And I actually don't know if I mentioned it earlier, but I had taken this shelf down and it was kind of janky, and it also came kind of over to here, which I feel like intrudes on this area. So I wasn't even going to put this back. In fact, these actually kind of set up in there without the shelf. But I had those extra pieces, and that actually worked out really well. That made for a nice little spot to keep that stuff. And yeah, we're gonna, ultimately populate a lot of this area. It's kind of nice to have just an empty bench, but I know there's just going to be stuff everywhere at some point. Well, that's the next disaster we're going to have to go through is all of that. In fact, we don't want to really look behind the scenes because we still have a big mess over here as part of our mission here. But that's going to have to be in another episode. If you guys like this one, oh, and I mean, let's go back to this. This is just beautiful, isn't it? I mean, I had that TurboFlow Mufflers Marymount sign just sitting over on wasn't even really on the wall. It was like jammed in between those two studs over there for the longest time. And I figured it'd be perfect right there, because like I said, the only reason I really did that is because it bothers me so much to see how bad that looks. So I just figured a little bit of lipstick on a pig, a little bit of polish on a turd, and I guess that should really be like treated or stained or something. That's just some kind of plywood, but it's good. It works. It'll be good for now. Oh yeah. There's no oh yeah. That was actually it. I'm done. Just gonna step back and look at all that room we have in there now. Well, it is now well into the morning of Sunday. It's got to be like 10 o'clock or something like that. The last time I was inside, I looked at the clock, it was like 9. So I got a long way to go to edit this video. I already got it like partially edited, but I'm gonna edit the video and hopefully it'll be out. Well, if you guys are watching it right now, you know when it came out. And another thing, put it down in the comments. Let me know if you guys are interested in seeing any videos with the bikes. My Honda VF500 Magna over here, that was like the bike. That was the one that I used to ride. Hasn't run in like 5 years. I haven't ridden it in like 5 years. And this Ironhead Sportster, that I got for free years ago, and it's really nothing. It's just a pile of parts. I might be able to make it into a bike, but I mean, you could get one of them for like $1,500 in good shape with a title and everything. So the other bikes, you guys saw me get those other bikes over the summer at that farm. They're all just, I got those for the parts for the engines. But if you guys are interested in seeing me like get the Honda running, or maybe get the Harley running, I do have a new carburetor for that Harley, and I might be able to get it running. But regardless, let me know if you guys are interested in that. I know that, like, motorcycle people and car people aren't typically the same people. But you guys are also, some of you are racing mower, mud mower people, and some of you are diesel truck people, and it seems like a lot of you are kind of both of those. So maybe you guys are bike people too. I don't know. But anyway, that's going to do it for this one. So go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time. It was 9:30.